Welcome, everyone, to Outrageous Fortunes. I'm T, or the T Monster.
And I'm Spence, or Resonant Moon.
And this is a show where we record live on Twitch and YouTube, where I, that's the T Monster, am learning the ways of tarot with guidance from Spence, a 20-year veteran tarot reader.
During our time together, we turn the cards, read the definitions, and see what patterns reveal themselves. And we might go down a tangent or two along the way.
So grab your deck, an adult beverage of your choice.
I had to look for my drink and take a deep breath, and let's turn our attention to the cards.
Let's do that. Okay. Spence, how are you today? You know what? I'm loving the vibe. I'm loving the vibe of this podcast. I really am. I think this is gonna work. It's gonna be.
I think we're gonna have a lot of fun with it, and I think other people are gonna learn from what we learn.
Yeah.
So yeah, welcome everybody.
Great to have everybody here.
Absolutely. So it's been an interesting couple of days.
It's been an interesting couple of hours. It's been an interesting couple of hours.
For real though.
Man, I mean, yeah. There's no other way to describe it.
Remind me again, what was your card yesterday?
Oh, okay. So yesterday it was the Empress reversed. And
okay.
And
mine was the moon.
Okay. So I and you're gonna be so happy because I actually remember. I don't even have to look it up. I remember what the Empress reversed meant. It was basically a warning that I was letting other people kind of letting other people in other situations kind of take up a lot of my mental time and resources, and I needed to make sure that I stayed true to myself, and that I needed to stay grounded and take some time for me. And I understood exactly what that meant because last week especially when I was doing my stats, last week I pretty much had like very short streams throughout the week, and I was ending stream early because I had to do stuff for Mythic Hall, and I felt like Mythic Hall was really calling on me to do stuff, and it reached a point where I was like, I had to remind myself I'm not getting paid for this. Don't take what's going on too seriously. And so I felt a little grounded in that. But that was yesterday. I have not done my daily pull today, but yes, it was the Empress reverse. Now, you were the moon, and
yes.
And what was the moon again?
So the moon taps into both your intuition and your shadow side, and all of the darker elements. Really letting it get the limelight and get some fresh air into it, acknowledge it, and so on. And getting a phone call at 11:30 at night from a number that's not saved in my phone, but is not a spam number.
Yep.
Terrifies me.
I bet.
And so that's what my night started with.
Yeah.
I answered the phone and it was Tina.
We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this later, shall we?
Yeah. Okay, we can talk about it later.
Yeah.
But the ladies at OSI knew who to call. But man, I had to sleep in today.
I almost slept in myself. I did not, like I said to chat earlier this morning, I didn't get a wink of sleep last night. Well, no. I was, I had my nighttime spaceship music, my ambient sounds that are supposed to lull you to sleep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they weren't working. So I turned on Paul Brody of Well I Never, and I let Paul Brody put me to sleep. I woke up this morning and he was going, and it was a time when Bailey brought on General Tom Thumb, and I'm like, wait, what? And then I was like, oh, okay, it's time for me to wake up. Yeah. So we're gonna talk about
I was up until around 5:30 this morning.
Woo! Yeah, we're gonna talk. We're gonna have a lot to talk about, everybody. And guess what? It ties back to the paranormal, so that's good. Okay. By the way, somebody in my chat yesterday asked me, will I ever be working tarot into my paranormal investigation. And I said,
Okay.
I did say that is something that I've been thinking about doing. However, comma, I want to make sure you're there so that I'm doing it correctly.
Well, so our friend Val and Val is also pretty versed in tarot. So we have an idea if
Okay.
we can both be on an investigation.
I wouldn't say no to that.
And
No.
I cannot take full credit to this. Um, Val is the one who initiated this.
Right.
But so imagine that there's a house and there are two separate rooms, and a hallway. And you have one of us in one room turning cards. You have another one of us in the other room turning cards. And then you or Phil in the hallway asking questions.
Oh, so
And
basically
we
it would be
use the
like
cards to, yeah,
so it'd be an Estes, but with a tarot deck.
correct.
Oh, that'd be fun to try out. Yeah, that'd be a lot of fun to try out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I do also have the Infinity deck that we have not brought out into the field
Oh,
yet.
you got the Infinity deck. Oh, good on you. Good on
I
you.
told you I have the Infinity deck.
Oh, that's
with me
right.
tomorrow.
That's right.
And
That's
yeah.
Okay, so let's go on ahead and let's do a daily read. A daily read for today. All right, so I've shuffled my deck. I got the daily read happening, and I'm flipping it over.
Oh my god. I just turned over the Empress.
Oh, that's funny. That is funny.
You can't see it. Hang on. There you go.
Tarot Estes Testes.
No,
I'll
wait.
see myself out. Yeah, okay, thank you, Panic.
And I also like turned it over and it was the Empress reversed, so that's
Oh, it's the
really
Empress
weird.
reversed. Okay, I can tell you what that means.
Yes.
Okay, so I got a new one.
Ooh.
And let's see. It is not Major Arcana, just so you know, but it is the King of Wands, and is the King of
Okay.
Wands upright. So
we like him.
Yeah, okay.
I very much see him in you.
Oh, well, then I see why. Okay, so the King of Wands upright, and I'm going to go on ahead and I'll just read the King of Wands upright definition. Upright.
And
Say again.
then I'll read the
Okay.
Crow Tarot one.
Yeah. So just so you all know, Spence's deck is the Crow Tarot, and I will leave them to describe the ins and outs of that. The tarot that I am using, and yeah, take a look at that artwork because it's pretty sick. This is the Wonderland Shadow Tarot from Erethereal, and I saw this artwork and just fell in love with it. I'd originally bought my wife an Oracle deck, which is a little different from a tarot deck, but I bought her an Oracle deck, and I loved the artwork in it. And then I saw that they had a Wonderland deck based on the book, not necessarily the Disney adaptation, but the books, Alice in Wonderland Through the Looking Glass. And I said, yeah, I'm picking this up. And this has been the tarot that I've been working with, and it's speaking to me as a tarot deck. And here's what the King of Wands, according to the Wonderland Shadows, this is what they call it. Okay, so upright, which it is, it's about leadership, optimism, and vision. And reversed, it would be domineering, impulsive, vicious. A regal figure holding a rose with authority sits on a throne surrounded by the symbols of fire and passion. The King of Wands represents leadership, vision, and the ability to turn ideas into reality. This card symbolizes the mastery of your creative energy and the power to inspire and guide others towards success. The King of Wands encourages you to lead with confidence, to take decisive action, and to bring your visions to life. Woof. Okay.
And for the Crow Tarot, the King of Wands is an entrepreneurial bird who can take a concept and fly with it. Under the supervision of the king, the idea transforms into reality and will reach its highest potential possible. He is relentless in his pursuit of perfection with laser-like focus and vision. He focuses on the goal. He is a charismatic, natural-born leader, although at times he can be a bit arrogant. In a reading, the energy of the King of Wands represents either yourself or someone who has a clear vision of what needs to be accomplished for a project to be successful.
Hmm.
Take this as a confirmation that focused energy will result in a positive and fruitful outcome.
Funny thing. Oh, I see the rose now. Okay, I see the rose. All right.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
And
That's
so
very, very
on
cool.
mine, we've got a bit of a wand here, his staff, and the rose is coming out of it. So that speaks to growth. The other symbols on the card, right here where my finger is, there's a little salamander that talks about transformation, with them going through their different metamorphoses throughout their lifespan. And we've got the sun indicating fire energy, which is very creative, very passionate, and so on. I think of this person as someone who's gone through it and uses that experience to guide others. Although sometimes, again, that arrogance can be there, as in, you don't know what I've been through, let me teach you. But
Right.
sometimes other people can teach you as well.
So that is so. So I guess for this one, it's just sort of. I feel this is like this daily read for me is more like a reassurance.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like it's almost like the deck. After I read the description, I'm like, okay, the deck is kind of holding up a mirror to me and saying, "You
Yeah.
got this. You're doing great. You're doing great. Yeah,
Uh,
And
all I'm
what were you gonna say?
all I'm thinking now is of quarter share, and or not quarter share, but half share,
Half share.
and stay on the path, right, if you get work.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay. So we're gonna put the daily read out of the way, and
Mm-hmm.
now we're going to do the 4 card read that Spence has been talking me through. Spence, would you
Mm-hmm.
like to tell everybody how the 4 card read works?
Absolutely. So the way that I do four card readings are what I typically do when I do tarot readings out in the wild. Um, They are very concise and to the point and kind of give you some actionable items as well. So, the first card that you draw is the situation at hand, the situation that the cards want to talk about. You can ask the cards to talk about something else, but let's be real, the cards are going to talk about what they want to talk about,
Right.
just like your Nona. So, just let them do it. The second card is any obstacles that are in your way, any challenges that you may be facing. Sometimes this can be people, sometimes this can be yourself, sometimes this can be outside influences. The third card is any advice or opportunities to look out for. So it could be a person, it could be some inner strength, it could be a new way of thinking. And the final card is potential outcome. So if you follow these steps, here's how you should take a look at the outcome of your actions.
So my first question, being the new kid around here, I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking at favorite spreads, and they've got 1 card pull, past, present,
Mm-hmm.
future, and then Celtic cross. So
Mm-hmm.
um um so my question is, uh where does this one fall? Is this like a cross? Is this, pardon the pun? Is this like a combination of the 3 card pull and the Celtic, or past, present, future, and the Celtic cross, or are those 2 different types of readings compared to this one?
Honestly, so when I started doing this, I was doing a past, present, future, and it just wasn't vibing with me. Especially when people are coming to me, they don't want to hear about their past lives.
Right.
They want to hear about what's coming in the future. So I I don't remember where I found this spread from, because there's a million and one spreads to Sunday. It's really what vibes with you, and this one gives me a a short story, if you will,
Right.
of what's coming. So it's like a scene that plays out, and that makes sense to me. Other readers will have different ways of reading. So the Celtic cross may work well. In the Crow Tarot, they've got Um, they've got cards for they've got literally a crow spread that has 8 cards in it. That kind of looks like
Whoa.
this when you lay it out.
Right. So
Um,
wow.
so it
Okay.
really is what vibes with you and what intention you're giving to each card as you draw it.
Yeah. I just looked and I just saw that the Celtic Cross is like 10 cards is a 10 card spread, and you've kind of
Yep.
so basically the Celtic Cross would be the novel. This is the short story, like you just said.
Right.
That works for me.
Right.
Okay. So okay. So shall we
And
kick it? Oh, go ahead. Go
okay,
ahead.
so
Go ahead.
Val says, I've seen the 4 card spread in the Rider Waite deck for what it's worth.
Right.
And that's very true.
30 cards.
So yeah, it's all a matter
Wow.
of no, thank you. I don't feel like reading 30 cards in a row. I've done that reading and it is a lot.
That's mainlining. That's just starting. That's starting a series, and it'd be starting book 1 of the Ministry of Peculiar Occurrences, and not stopping until you hit the end of book 6. That's the nuclear option.
Honestly,
yeah. Okay.
The most that I will read, I might do a calendar year
Right.
reading, which would be 12 cards or 13 cards, because you'd have 12 cards and then a middle card for the theme of the year. So yeah.
Man, that's an undertaking. That's an undertaking. I mean, and I know just from our past readings, the 4 cards have been more than enough. There have been a couple that have really kind of blown me away. So yeah, I can totally see that.
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead.
I work very well with limitations,
Right.
because that helps me not overthink things.
Of course. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. So the first card is the situation in hand.
Yes.
Situation in hand, and you'll notice that I don't do the thing where you turn and flip over. I do a landscape or a horizontal flip, because the way I've shuffled the cards, I'm like, okay, I know that I've shuffled the cards and I'm doing the thing, and we good. So I don't want to at the last minute turn a what could be a upright card into a reversed card. So I'm just going to do a horizontal. I've been told.
What I tell people is, as long as you're consistent in how you're turning them over, that's fine.
So the first one over is the Ace of Wands reversed. Ace of Wands.
All right,
reversed. Okay. Now, do they put the ace at the beginning or at the end? Yeah, at the beginning. Okay.
They usually, so in some books they'll put it at the beginning.
Yeah.
Because they see it as a beginning. In my book, they actually put it at the end, which I
Right.
think is a little silly, but.
For me, the ace is always at the back. The ace is always the last card, even though that's the 1, but that's okay. Okay, so Ace of Wands, upright, passion project, creative spark, new initiative. Reverse, lack of passion, distractions, hesitancy. A single rose rests on a crown placed delicately in a goblet of wine, symbolizing the birth of inspiration, passion, and new beginnings. The Ace of Wands represents the spark of creativity and the potential for growth in your endeavors. The card invites you to embrace the fiery energy of innovation and to pursue your passions with enthusiasm and confidence. It's a moment to seize new opportunities and allow your inner fire to guide you towards your goals. Reversed, the rose wilts, signaling missed opportunities or a lack of motivation. The reversed Ace of Wands warns against hesitation of stifled creativity, urging you to reignite your passion and take decisive actions. And we got ads. Do you want to wait? You want to wait and read your definition of what it is until we get back from my ads, or do you want to go on ahead and just read?
I don't even see ad. Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't even see ads on your side. Oh, there it is. Okay, got it. Yeah, I can do that.
Actually, no. You know what? We're going to be releasing this as a podcast. Going ahead.
Yeah.
So let me go ahead and give you
All right.
a quick mark. There you go.
Reversed, the Ace of Wands can indicate there is a roadblock getting in your way. It is an excellent time to reflect on whether your journey is off track because of an external issue, for example, too many responsibilities, or if the problem is internal, such as a lack of genuine desire.
That's it.
So, well, that's for the reversed.
Right, and that's the challenge.
Or no, that's the situation at hand.
That's the situation at hand. Is the missed opportunities or lack of motivation? Okay, lack of motivation, and warning against losing that passion. Okay, so now we have the obstacles that in the second card, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, the obstacles. Okay, here we go. Oh, I've had this one before. The Six of Swords.
Which one is that?
Six of Swords.
Six of Swords. Yes, we have had this one before. And it's upright?
It's upright. Moving on, rite of passage or leaving. Reverse would be running away, unfinished business, or baggage. Shadowy figure sails away in a boat filled with swords, navigating a sea of red feathers. The Six of Swords represents a journey away from turmoil, moving towards a place of peace and recovery. This card symbolizes transition and the process of leaving behind what no longer serves you, even if the journey is challenging. Oop. A little ding. A little ding.
And for the Crow deck, when reversed, the Six of Swords indicates that you are reluctant and unprepared to commit to change. You may also be in the habit of... you may also be holding on to habits of the past that will not fully let you... No, wait, I'm reading the reversed. Why am I reading the reversed? Dear me, cut that part. What the hell? Okay. Six of Swords on my end is through the snow, the crow makes a trip over choppy waters in pursuit of a better life. Along the way, he has lost a few feathers, but it's a sacrifice he made for a chance to rebuild and start over. The Six of Swords denotes a time that will require you to cut your losses and begin anew. This decision will not come easily, and there may be feelings of regret along the way. However, once the journey is complete, you will be able to recognize that the result was worth the sacrifice. Focusing on the new opportunity instead of the loss will help ease the transition. I'm trying to find the card right now.
Right. So that's the obstacle. That's the obstacle.
To me, this sounds like all I see is a kid who's like, I'm not tired, and being forced to go to bed.
Right. That was me last night.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So let's do the next one.
Next one, which is the advice that the cards are going to give involving these two, and then how we do these readings, everyone, is we will complete the reading, not do it gradually card by card, but complete the reading, and then we go on ahead and we go, all right, now let's see if we can apply it to anything that's currently happening in our lives. So,
right.
So this is the advice that the cards give, and it is the Eight of Swords. So we have another swords. So we have a Six of Swords,
okay,
and now we go to the Eight of Swords for advice. And that's upright.
Interesting.
Trapped, helpless, restricted. Reversed, it means freedom, facing fears, reclaiming individuality, which is a great way of illustrating, chat, when you get a card that's reversed.
It's not always a bad thing.
It's not always a bad thing. It is not always a bad thing. But this is the Eight of Swords. Okay, so here we go. Trapped, helpless, or restricted. Alice is trapped in a bird cage, symbolizing feelings of restriction, helplessness, and mental entrapment. The Eight of Swords represents a situation where you feel powerless, unable to see a way out. This card challenges you to recognize the mental barriers you've created and to understand that the key to freedom lies within your own mind.
And then for the Crow deck, the Crow is caught in a cage of swords with a long red ribbon that represents her limiting self beliefs. She is a prisoner, powerless due to a lack of vision or inability to break free from her own self imposed cage. The Eight of Swords is a message to take back your power by looking at your situation from a different angle. The Eight of Swords denotes a challenge due to restrictions that appear to be overwhelming or beyond your capabilities. You have the power to overcome any problem. The Eight of Swords asks that you look inward to discover the potential within. So I can hear the advice in that.
Yeah. Okay, so we have the situation at hand. We have the obstacles. We have the advice. And now we have the potential outcome. Deep breath. I turn it over. Oh, wow.
What do we got?
Wow. Death. We have death. We have death upright. Wow.
Okay.
Man, I said no drama, please. No drama.
And the card said, to hell with what you want.
Exactly. So now this is one of the things though that I want to make sure people know. Unlike what was insinuated in the James Bond classic Live and Let Die, death does not mean actual death, but it does mean usually it means new beginnings. It usually means something a bit more like rebirth. And so I'm just going to go on ahead and here we go. Death, upright, rebirth, new beginnings, end of cycles. Okay, this is the potential outcome, everyone. Reversed, it's decay, repeating cycles, drastic purge. The element is water. The astrology. Now I don't quite understand what the astrology meaning for the cards pertains to, but I'm Scorpio, and so is this card. Apparently, this card is Scorpio.
Okay, we can get into that.
All right. So here we go. The Knave of Hearts rides atop a skeletal horse, scythe in hand, embodying the transformative power of death. This card signifies the end of one chapter, the rebirth of another, much like a phoenix rising from its ashes. In a time of profound spiritual rebirth, where the old self is sacrificed for a wiser, stronger version, embrace the change, for through endings, new beginnings are born. And that is the potential
Excellent.
outcome of this whole reading here.
So in the Crow Tarot, the Crow has let go and made peace with the change that must take place in her life to move forward in a positive direction. Her death is symbolic of transformation and comes with a warning. Unless you are willing to sacrifice the part of you that is holding you back, you will feel the pain or discomfort in the future. This card marks a profound change coming, one that has the possibility of creating a positive outcome if you can allow the change to happen without fear of the unknown. And to talk about the Scorpio being attached to the death card. So Scorpio is a water sign and delves into the intensity and mystery of delving into emotions, rebirth, and uncovering hidden truths. So how this is attached to Scorpio is all about shedding the old carapace and venturing forward into uncertainty, into change. So that's how the death card and Scorpio are linked.
Okay. All right. So just to review, because of everything that hit, I probably forgot a lot of the stuff that was happening in this reading.
Sure.
Okay, so Ace of Wands reversed, Um,
Talks about a
I'm
roadblock.
yeah, roadblocks, missed opportunities, or lack of motivation. Then a
Mm-hmm.
Six of Swords. Um, let's see, a Six of Swords.
Six of Swords is like running away from it, or retreating to get a better
Moving
advantage,
on,
but you're
yeah,
not really going back, you're going forward.
yeah. Symbolizes transition in the process of leaving behind what no longer serves you. And then there's the Eight of Swords, which is a restriction, feeling restricted, feeling trapped, and
But
then
also having to find a new way forward.
finding a new way forward, and then death, which is a change, a rebirth. Um, so you started talking about death, my
Oh
stream died.
no!
It was a weird browser thing. Yeah, I had the same thing happen to me, Steve. So Mazel tov. Um, okay, so lack of motivation is what I'm trying to think of anything where I've been lacking motivation in, and quite honestly, I feel like I have been torn in several different directions. Between
Mm-hmm.
like today I have an interview for a full time gig, but I'm still trying to make the time for I think sorry T, I think you're reading for me today.
So Val was saying earlier that she got the Six of Swords as well as her daily
Oh,
card.
okay, okay. Because I think that's really the only thing I feel like I've been struggling with has been full time streaming. I'm looking at my numbers. They're I feel like I'm moving forward and then I'm going back, and it's an ebb and flow. I can't seem to. I feel like instead of my live stream pursuits going up, they're just vacillating. And
Mm-hmm.
and Pip and I have talked about it, and it's been a bit of a motivation killer. Having to look at my numbers and seeing me go backwards instead of moving forwards, but then but I think it's even more frustrating moving forwards then back, then forwards then back, then forward then back. I mean, I just put up my numbers from last week, and it was just like, was there any kind of consistency? No. And I'm doing all the things that people are saying I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be coming up with clever titles. I'm supposed to be, I'm supposed to be consistent. I'm supposed to be this. I'm supposed to be that. And then the whole thing with Mythic Hall pulling my attention away, so I couldn't even get full streams in. And then there's Mythic Hall, and all the stuff going on in Mythic Hall, and then we have this day job, which I'm supposed to be interviewing today, and I don't feel like the day job interview that I've got today is really playing into the fact is factoring into this. It could be subconsciously, but this is just a screening interview, right? I
Mm-hmm.
have I know I want the gig. I know I really want it. And it's ironic Steve should be commenting in this segment, because a lot of it was watching. If you were to tell me, well, T, you can be a full time streamer, but you're not really going to go anywhere. As in, you can't go to any of these festivals because you can't afford them, or you can have a day job and you can still stream. It's just going to be a part time thing, and um, and you're just gonna have to cope. But you'll be able to go to things like PAX East. You'll be able to go to TwitchCon, and you'll be able to do so and sleep at night. Knowing that you're not pushing yourself deeper and deeper into
Right.
debt. So I know I'm feeling that kind of push and pull. Um,
Mm-hmm. I would
and yeah,
also put out there that the elements of the cards that you pulled, the situation that they wanted to talk about was creativity, because it was fire. So it's
right.
talking about creativity, it's talking about passion. Then the obstacle and advice were both communication oriented
Yeah.
cards, because that's air, and air is all about talking it out.
Right.
Um, and then your final card is a water card. So it's very much an emotional release
Yeah.
that you're being asked to do. So what is emotionally um what are you emotionally attached to that you're not letting go of because of stubbornness or what have you?
That might it might require me taking a step back and going, yeah, what am I attached to?
Mhm. Yeah.
Because right
Also,
now
now I have cats on stream.
I noticed that. Well, my thing about the creativity, if anything, I feel like I have been reversed in the way of creative pursuits and things like that, because I have just discovered. I shouldn't say I have just discovered. I have cracked into I've cracked into doing stuff on CapCut, and I can honestly say I really like what I'm doing with CapCut. It's funny though, because this is today's CapCut was actually something that I did strictly as a promotion,
Mm-hmm.
and it is performing far lower than any of my other like the one I posted yesterday. And this isn't me flexing everybody. This is just me. This is just me reading off some numbers. The one I did yesterday, that got 361 views. Um, the one before that was my Fisto clip from what was it? It was the Fisto clip from Fallout New Vegas. That's gotten 500 views. The current one that I put out today, not even 85. And I find that interesting, because it was like, instead of me promoting, instead of doing a straight up promotion, I've been using the other clips. I've been very creative, been having a lot of fun with it. But this one feels like it's just sucking wind, and I find that interesting.
And I think that might be something that the cards are leaning towards, because the ones that are succeeding are the ones that are very organic.
Yeah, exactly,
and
exactly.
and so, at promotional stuff is really hard to sell because everybody is so
Everybody's hustling.
not into it.
Yeah, everybody's hustling, and I get
Yeah.
that. I get that. Everybody's hustling. Um, I mean, I'm trying to think of anything that I really do need to let go of. And I feel like I feel like if there's anything I need to let go of, it's more about, I don't feel a burnout. I don't feel burnout happening, but I do feel like I have been struggling with what's been like I said, with the numbers, which I'm now having to focus on. And I don't know if it's something about not. And the thing is, it'd be easy to say, well, just don't keep track of the numbers. Let that go, T. Let that go. And I'm like, yeah, but I can't. It's I have to be able to say to Pip, yeah, I'm seeing growth. Yeah, I'm seeing forward momentum. And the only way I can do that is with numbers, sadly. It's the reason. It's the reason. I mean, you and I have had this discussion before, Spence. I hated analytics when I was podcasting more than I am now. When I was doing like Survival Guide, and I was doing Moravia, and I was doing Billy. I
Oh, hey,
did.
look!
Yeah, I know
I
that
use for our band
and
hammers.
that's I need I yeah yeah. There you are. Bye. Bye. Oh, it was only and it was only a big city flop. Only 2 days old. Only 2 days old. We barely knew you. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the rebirth. I'm curious as to what the potential outcome of this rebirth is. I'm really, really curious as to what that could be.
Do you want me to pull a card for that?
I mean, I could pull a card, I guess. I mean, is that just
Yeah.
All right. I mean, yeah, let's see. So I pull an additional card and I just flip it over.
Yep.
That's it. Okay. It is.
And I'm going to pull a single card as well.
Okay. It is the Five of Cups reversed. It is the Five of Cups reversed. And I'm only going to read the reverse part of it. Five of Cups.
Okay.
Reversed. Moving on, finding peace, self-forgiveness. As with all fives, the Five of Cups puts one in the face of adversity. Scattered teacups surround a distressed figure, embodying the sorrow and regret that comes with loss and disappointment. Reverse, healing begins, and you start to move past the grief. The reverse Five of Cups suggests that while the pain lingers, you are beginning to focus on what remains and how to rebuild.
And from the Crow Tarot, the Crow of the Five of Cups stands on a riverbank, consumed with loss and unable to find the path out of despair. Because his focus is directed only on what he has lost, he is unable to see the riches in his life. The Five of Cups suggests that you move away from a mindset of lack and look for areas in your life that are positive. The message of the Five of Cups: replace feelings of scarcity with gratitude.
I feel like I do that already. I do. I feel like I do that already, but I understand what it's trying to say. It's not necessarily trying. It's not necessarily trying to say always look on the bright side of life. I mean, I don't think it's doing that, but it is suggesting it's like, look, you're going through a lot of darkness. Hang on to the positives. Hang on to what you've accomplished. Hang on to that which is moving you forward.
Yeah.
And I will admit that even with the frustrations, I still feel like this is aimed at me. It could be, Val. It could be. But I just want to see if there's been any follow up in this. So behind the scenes, everybody, I can't really go into details on it, but behind the scenes, there is something unfolding with the Mana Buds, and I don't know how much I can talk about it. I haven't even been contacted by anybody about it just yet, but there is something developing with the Mana Buds, and I can say I accomplished that. I accomplished that by doing what I've been doing, with the full-time stream and all that stuff, and there has been a lot of positive things that have come out of this. There's been Outrageous Fortunes, which we're doing right now. I have genuinely enjoyed not only learning about tarot, but also doing this with you, Spence. And the fact that we're now segueing it into this podcast, and it's funny too, because I also felt like I saw that. So last night, because I couldn't go to sleep, I popped on a podcast that I've been meaning to watch because I saw one episode, fell in love with it, but then I didn't really want to watch any other episodes. I don't know why. Maybe I was afraid it was something I was going to get hooked onto, and I was afraid I didn't have enough spoons for it. But there's a podcast that the guys from Viva La Dirt League do, and it is literally called "We Were Told We Should Do a Podcast." And I love it. I love it. And last night they were doing a Would You Rather, and they were playing the game Would You Rather, and I think they're eventually going to start talking about like scripts that they kind of put away and never went back to, or things like that. But watching these three guys talk in a I'm just going to be blunt, a non-douchey way, and it was a proper podcast. It's not the crap that has been making headlines. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Pip and I have always talked about, it sucks that podcasting has gone the way it's gone. You know, if you would have
Yeah.
told me that that there would be people that would do podcasts that would now be running things in our government, I wouldn't believe you. And yet here we are. But then I watched this. We were told we should do a podcast, and it is so fresh in how honest and just how fun a podcast should be, where you fire up mics and you go, okay, here's what we're going to talk about. Here's what we're going to talk about. You know what I mean? Just for funsies.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what Outrageous Fortunes is to me already after the second recorded episode. And so there's a lot that I can take stock in that I feel like I have accomplished going full time with my stream. I also feel like it's been something that I've proven to myself. Yes, if I wanted to stream full time, I could. It hasn't changed much in the way of, well, I still haven't found my audience, or my audience hasn't found me. But I also accept the fact that on average, you are doing better than average if you are getting numbers in the teens. Because most people, when they stream, they have an audience of I think it's 5 to 10, and that's all across Twitch, 5 to 10, and it just makes me think to myself, okay, you know what? I don't have the big bug crushing numbers. Not that I necessarily want big bug crushing numbers, but I've seen people who have big bug crushing numbers. I'm like, how are you doing this? This is the most mind-numbingly stupid things I've ever seen online, but you're still managing bug crushing numbers. And that does work under my skin a bit. However, I still look at what I've done and I'm like, no, I've accomplished a lot. I've accomplished a lot already. So I'm not sure where with this particular reading, I'll obviously know when it comes up. I'll know when it says I got to make a choice and I got to figure out what I'm doing. But I know that I've already accomplished a lot, and I'm good with that, and I'm not feeling the one card that's kind of confusing me in all of this is this one, is the reversed Ace of Wands. That it's saying that I'm feeling stifled in my creativity. Honestly, I feel like this has been the most creative I've been in a long time. So I'm trying to.
It may not be talking about you.
Oh.
It may not be talking about you. It may
may
be talking about somebody coming into your life who is a naysayer, who might have a larger effect on you than you realize.
Interesting. That's an interesting thought as well. It's an interesting thought as well. Well, the thing is, I've taken a photograph of the reading, so I know that if I need to go back to it and refer to it, I can.
Excellent.
So the tangent for today is actually a tangent that we actually planned to talk about. If you're still up for it. Yes, I am.
I will have to do a very abbreviated version because
Yeah.
I do have to get back to work.
Yeah, I figured that. When you say abbreviated, how long do you want to go?
Like no longer than 15 minutes.
All right, I'm going to set a timer for that. Oh, no, actually, I'll look at it. I got it.
I have a timer.
Okay.
I have a timer up on my stream right now.
Oh, there we go. Am
right.
I keeping a journal of my polls? The answer is yes. I'm keeping a photographic journal of my polls. I've been doing that for quite some time. Matter of fact, I feel like I need to select all of my polls from daily to the biggin, and just put them all together, and then try to figure out what to do with them after that. But one of the things that are you ready to go? You ready to talk? You ready to go into it?
Let me know when I'm hitting that start button on this timer.
Hit that start button.
Starting now. Okay.
So last night, everybody, the reason I had such a tumultuous night of sleep was because, and I felt terrible about this. All right, so we need to back the clock up to when to Sunday, because Sunday my wife Pip and Phil's wife Tina threw all our gear, or most of our gear and some stuff into the back of Tina's car, and Tina and Pip went to a haunted spa because we decided that it would be a great idea to do a OSI ladies night, where the wives basically went out and did a paranormal investigation without the boys, without the guys. And it was just Pip and Tina doing the thing. And up until Monday night, everything was going great. We were getting really
Everything
cool.
was Gucci.
Oh my God. I got the opening shot. I got the establishing opening shot that I usually get with the moon and a building and something like that. And I was like, perfect. Everything was off to a great start until it wasn't. And what happened was that last night, Tina and Pip ring me, and they're having a great night. And they meet the mayor of Abington. That's where they were, Abington, Virginia. And they meet the mayor of Abington, and he is charming. He is delightful. He is funny. And he's buying them desserts and drinks and things like that. And he's interested in having us come back and do a public event and, you know, going to different places and all. And I mean, again, everything's great. Fast forward an hour after that phone call, and I get this, what I believe is a faux panic call. Not as faux panic as in our bear loving moderator Don't Panic, but that was them panicking. And Tina's like T, we're getting some weird stuff on here. And I said, and I said to both Tina and Pip, I said, this is your investigation. You don't have to involve me. I thought they were pulling my leg. That they were flipping out because of this and this. I said, just it's your investigation. Handle it. And then I hung up on them. And then,
damn it, T.
But because I thought they were pulling my leg.
It's not April 1st yet.
Yeah, you know what? I had a very good reason to hate April 1st. Then I lost a friend to cancer on April 1st, and I said I hate this day even more. So
yeah.
So
but anyway, we'll keep going.
2 reasons to hate April 1st. Anyway, about half an hour later, I get a text message from Tina stating, and I quote, "Do you have Spence's phone number?" And after
Which is hilarious because I gave her my phone number.
But I went on ahead, sent the contact info, and then I immediately text Pip and I said, Pip, what's going on? If it is that bad, pack up the gear, state your intent that they got to stay there, but you're leaving, and GTFO if there's a problem. I heard nothing. I heard absolutely nothing. Spence, take it away.
So I'm sitting, and I had just finished stream, and I was, just sitting around working on some crochet, watching some silly things on YouTube, and I get a phone call from a number that I don't have saved in my phone at 11:30 at night. And I'm like, oof, this is a spam caller. This is really outrageous because I've been dealing with that for a while. I answer the phone, and it's Tina. I'm like, oh my God, it's Tina. How's it going? What's going on? What's wrong? Why are you calling so late? That's literally my thought process that I said out loud. And they told me that there was they were getting all these readings of get out, we don't want you here, go away. But they were in their hotel room. And there was some kind of dark entity in the corner of one of their room. So I
don't know if
I immediately go from
I don't know if they showed you that was what they got, using GhostTube Chatter.
So they were telling me about it. They didn't send me anything.
Yeah.
But what I did was I was immediately very awake and got myself together. And the first thing I did was have Tina put me on speakerphone. And so I was talking with her and Pip, getting the vibes, because I didn't know that they were in their hotel. They were in their hotel room. I thought that they were like at a location and they would go to whatever. So I'm like, can you get out? And they're like, no, this is our hotel room. I'm like, oh, well, expletive. Okay. So I got on my big witch voice and lit my candle, grounded, and connected with Ruth, who is Pip's aunt, who is carried around in a brooch. It's very great. We love Ruth. And so I connected with Ruth. I connected with my spirits and kind of shunted myself into where everybody was at. And in the most commanding and unfearful voice, I said, listen, you can either talk nicely or you can get out. Because we're not having this.
Right.
A little more information later, we learned that this has been affecting Tina's dreams. And that basically this thing was in the corner of a room. And I said, okay, this feels very much like a trapped animal kind of thing. So I had Pip open the door going out into the hotel, and had Tina light some Palo Santo and was basically like, listen, there's the door, you can get out. And I sent my energy. This is very woo, everybody. This is very woo, but this is how I function, especially when friends call me for help in the middle of the night. Please don't do this unless you absolutely have to.
Right.
Because I'm tired and I like sleeping.
And that's one of the things that was one of the things I admit I was a little concerned about, because I know Tina and I know Pip, and I know they would not have called you lightly unless alcohol was involved, and it's like, let's call Spence and she can give us tarot readings,
which would be hilarious, and I still wouldn't do it because I don't do tarot readings for that kind of thing.
But you get what I'm saying. But the thing was that this was, but the fact that they asked me for Spence's contact info, I was like, okay, this might be more serious. And this is one of the things that
especially if Pip is panicked enough that she can't remember that she has my text, she has me on a text chain.
That's right, she does. But
so anyway,
but this is the thing.
After
go ahead, keep going.
After we got the spirit out, I have various sigils that I've been developing over the years for different purposes. So one of them was a protection from energy sigil, and so I sent all of the sigils that I thought were appropriate to Pip and to Tina. And while I was working with Tina, because she was more heavily affected than Pip was, I was like, Pip, I need you to write these sigils on little scraps of paper and put one by the door, one by any window that you have in your room. And then for Tina, I also gave her a sigil that was for sleeping without dreams. And the final bit, because like you, Tina is very sensitive and is awakening to certain abilities.
Right.
I walked her through grounding and shielding herself, and we extended that shield over to Pip as well, which I think speaks very highly of Tina's character, where once she was taken care of, her first question was, how do I take care of the other person in the room with me?
That's Tina in a nutshell. That's just Tina in a nutshell.
And I love that. I absolutely love that. So, you know, I'm going to be working with Tina more in the future to help her make sure that the grounding and shielding is the first thing that she does in
Right.
any kind of situation where it feels off.
And that's
I did that for us when we've gone on investigations
right.
where it felt really icky. Um, that's what I did with Jada after we finished the train investigation while
Right.
we were eating dinner.
Right.
Um, so it's very important if you are sensitive to know how to shield yourself in whatever way makes sense, whether it's through prayer, whether it's through manifestation or meditation, whatever grounding ritual you can do for yourself is highly important so that other things who can see and feel you don't try to use that power over you.
And that was the thing that I was I was trying to talk to Pip about. I'm sure we're going to be bringing it up tonight and talking a little about it as
Mm-hmm.
well. Is just because you go somewhere that's not necessarily St. Albans or Trans-Allegheny or otherwise doesn't mean things can turn on a dime. I immediately think about what happened in Charleston, South Carolina, when I went to this mystery house that all we knew was it was haunted. That's all we knew going in as a group. And and it turns out that we, after everything happened, we knew more about the history of the land that house sat on than the people who owned said house. And at no time did the owners of said house even reach out to us and say, is your guy okay?
Mm-hmm.
It there are situations where literally things can just go completely, cockeyed. And I guess what I'm
Mm-hmm.
thinking, what I'm personally thinking, is of when we were at the Conjuring, not the Conjuring house, sorry, different house, the Rocking Cradle house here in Lynchburg.
Mm-hmm.
The first night we went there, we were so freaked out by everything that was going on in that house that we said, "There's no." We had paid to stay the night, but we were like, "Yeah, there's no way. There's no way we're going to spend the night here." And
Mm-hmm.
I would have been more than happy if Pip and Tina had just gone on ahead, grabbed their stuff, say, "You stay here, we're leaving," and then they went to a Marriott somewhere on the road, or they just found a chain motel and just spent the night. Because,
Mm-hmm.
quite honestly, in my mind, the best thing to do in a situation like that is pack up your gear, state your intent, and then leave.
Yeah.
And it's
It didn't feel like that was an option
hmm,
for them in um in the moment. So I was basically giving whatever information I could. The other thing that we were dealing with is the potential that this spirit um could be attached to Tina and not the location.
right, right, and whatever you
And
did, it worked because Tina said didn't have any dreams last night. The only person who had
which is
dreams,
amazing.
yeah, and the only person who did have dreams was Pip, and it involved Aunt Ruth. And in a nutshell, it was Aunt Ruth talking to Tina, who had said,
Mhm.
"Look, until you find your people, until you find your home, we've got you, I've got
Mhm.
you, and Pip has you." And I think that was the part that really broke my heart the most last night, because one of the things that Tina said, and it was probably the thing that kept me up last night, was that Tina said, "I feel alone." And I think part of that comes from, Tina knows that she has background that goes way back with some very spiritual cultures and individuals, but she doesn't know anything about that because her parents raised her Roman Catholic. So all
Yeah.
that stuff has been kind
And
of, kind of, it's been walled away. But
yeah.
I think her mom, even though her mom may never tell her what any more about her background, her mom must have some curiosity about it, because she has asked Tina before, have you ever gone off on these investigations and tried talking to your departed father?
Right.
And
Um,
yeah,
so I will say the timer just went off.
yeah, I'm wrapping it up.
um,
I'm wrapping it up, and I'm like, that's a dangerous game to play. And
mhm.
and I have a fail safe in case something comes through and claims to be my dad. One, that's just that's breaching a whole different kind of conversation I think we could have. But it also I just wanted to make sure that in her desperation, in this moment of feeling isolated, I didn't want her to think that she was alone, because she obviously reached out to you. She's got me. She's got Pip. She's got Pip right there. She's got Phil. And it's just it was such a weird way that this and I told them at the last, after they talked to you and they were sorting everything out in the room, I told them, fire up the cameras and just talk it out, because that was one of the things that I can say I got very lucky with. When I had my incident in Charleston, South Carolina, I went outside and I was just trying to catch my breath, and Boo and Zombie came out with me. And Zombie, being Zombie, she was filming it she was filming everything. And Boo said to her, I don't think you should be filming this. I said, no, I want her filming this. I got to get this off my chest. Yeah. And I just unloaded. And it felt so cathartic to get it out there, and I could finally breathe again. But it's what happens when things go, I'm not saying, oh God, I'm not saying like with Zach Baggins, we're facing the darkness, or we're facing demon. No, it's not that. But these investigations can turn on a dime, and it can catch you off guard. It really can.
Absolutely. So just be careful out there, everybody, especially if you're doing paranormal investigations. Don't go alone. Make sure that you have whatever you need to keep yourself safe physically and spiritually. And if you don't know what that is, you can always vibe with some spiritual people in your vicinity, in your faith, to have that groundedness about you. And like Val says in chat, bring salt. Seriously, it does work. It worked in our house. And that is a tangent for another time. But
and for those of you who do paranormal investigate on your own, just have a number to call. Have somebody to call in case of an emergency, because when you don't think you'll need it, that's when you'll need it the most. You just have to, I'm not saying that you're in danger. I'm not saying, girl, you in danger. But I am saying it doesn't hurt to have that safety net in place. That being said, Spence, I think that is time. We gotta tap out. I have to start thinking about how to wrap up my stream, because I have something to do at 5:00, which means I'm going to be ending my stream a little early, which sucks because
it's almost 4:00 now.
Yeah, and on top of all that, I started late, so it's been a day. It has been an insane 24 hours, and we haven't even hit the 24-hour mark. But
for sure.
Thanks. I'm
going to be taking my people over to somebody, right after this.
All right. Well, then you have a great end of the day, and I will talk to you later.
All right. Thanks so much, everybody, for being with us for Outrageous Fortunes, and remember to turn your cards responsibly. I don't know. We're still working on this.
We're still working on the outro. Still working on the outro. That's fine. All right. See ya.